Good day, everyone. Today is Holy Saturday. Here's a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At daybreak on the first day of the week, the women who had come from Galilee with Jesus took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were puzzling over this, behold, two men in dazzling garments appeared to them. They were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. They said to them, "Why do you seek the living one among the dead? He is not here, but he has been raised. Remember what he said to you while he was still in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners and be crucified and rise on the third day." And they remembered his words. Then they returned from the tomb and announced all these things to the 11 and to all the others. The women were Mary Magdalene, Joanna, and Mary the mother of James. The others who accompanied them also told this to the apostles, but their story seemed like nonsense, and they did not believe them. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb, bent down and saw the burial cloths alone. Then he went home amazed at what had happened. The Gospel of the Lord. So today, Holy Saturday, is the day of the Easter Vigil, which is a Mass that will take place in the evening. As you may or may not be aware, the Mass that began on Holy Thursday is not actually over yet. Nobody ever said Mass has ended, go forth in peace, or anything along those lines. In fact, that will not be said until late this evening after the Easter Vigil Mass is finished. And at that point, Mass will be done. Mass will have ended. Now, not everybody goes to the Easter Vigil. A lot of people end up going to the Easter Sunday Mass instead. In fact, you get some people going to the Easter Sunday Mass who only go to one other Mass per year, that other Mass being Christmas. But Easter Vigil, for me, is something very special because I came into the faith from the outside. So I was not a cradle Catholic by any means. I was not born into the faith or anything like that. If you could think of me as an immigrant in a way, because, for example, my childhood memories are not going to be the same. I might not have read the same books. I will not have had the same experience in school. I will not have gone to Catholic school, and even if I did, I would have been one of those secular kids at Catholic school because they wanted to seek a better education or something like that. And my music background is going to be a little different, and I'm not going to really relate all that well to a book written by an author who happens to be my age. I'm not going to relate to that very well. So things like that. Oh yes, and spiritual direction for me was just a little bit frustrating, and I think it was just a case of mutual misunderstanding. So there's a lot that just doesn't really jive with people who are not converts. So people who are either still on the other side or people who've been Catholic right from the beginning. So that's kind of my story. Being a convert is not easy. It's very easy to be misunderstood, but other than that, nothing's easy about it. And a lot of people probably just think it's pretty standard that when you go home and visit your family, you go to church with them, you say grace with meals with them together, and every little thing like that. But for me, I have nothing of the sort. If I'm visiting family, for the most part, I'm going to Mass alone. And saying grace is like saying grace when I'm at the workplace, where it's pretty much the silent grace. And the thing is, yeah, sometimes when I visited family, I used to be able to go with someone to Mass, but that ended almost a year ago. So once in a while, depends on who the family is that I visit. I mean, if it's not a direct relative, there's someone who might not be a direct relative and their family, they're related to me in some way. Then sometimes we get to go to mass together, and that's always something special. But getting to go to mass with family is not something I can take for granted. Hopefully nobody else does either, but just bear that in mind that for me, getting to go to mass with other people when I'm just hanging around here, not visiting family, for me, that's all I have as far as going to mass with other people. That's more or less all I have. So it's not easy being a convert. And, so that's just something to keep in mind. That time that you get to spend with your family and go to mass and get to pray together and all that, do not take that for granted ever. Because for some of us, for people like me, that is like, for me, that's like an impossible dream or a luxury. But anyway, the whole thing about Easter Vigil is it represents the beginning of something. Like the angels had said, why do you seek the living amongst the dead? It's not about what has happened before, although that is obviously important. It's about what lies ahead. And it's about what you make of this life ahead of you in your relationship with Jesus. And that's something I always think of to reassure myself that it is okay to be the new guy, to be the new kid in the neighborhood or something like that. Because it's not about where I came from; it's where I'm going to. And so that's my take on it. Easter Vigil, that's where I received my baptism, First Communion, and confirmation all at once. And for me, it's always a special time, and it's always really cool seeing other people come through, knowing that they've been through the same or similar experience leading up to that point. Well, it's never the same. So let's just say it's remotely similar, somehow resembles my experience, because no two people are the same. So that's my take on it, and so I hope you guys have a blessed Easter Vigil, and I hope you all have a blessed Easter season, and I'll see you real soon. All right, peace out.